is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Blackboard. We are Sports Out.
Last night's debut of Gavin Floyd was a welcome sight as Atlanta stopped its skid and Braves country breathed a collective sigh of relief. Tonight, a pitching duel ahead as Georgia native Adam Wainwright returns to the hill against Mike Minor in his second start of the season. The rubber match of our series awaits. It's Game 3. The Cardinals and Braves meet on Sports South tonight. After a week heading in the wrong direction, tonight the Braves try to streak the right way. They try to win their second straight over the St. Louis Cardinals and in the process try to win a series here at home at Turner Field. All year long, Braves baseball is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price, every day. It is the third final and rubber match. The Cardinals and the Braves wrap up the series tonight here in Braves country. Hi again, friends. Joe Simpson, Tom Glavine, Chip Carey. Great win for the Braves last night. A one-run thriller over the St. Louis Cardinals. And if Atlanta's going to win the series tonight, they're going to have to beat the Cardinals' best. Former Brave farmhand Adam Wainwright gets the ball in Game 3.
He's been good since he first signed with the Braves out of Glen Academy in St. Simons. Traded to St. Louis in the deal for J.D. Drew. And over the last 2 or 3 years, arguably one of the top 2 or 3 right-handed pitchers in all of baseball. You're looking at a line from the last time he faced the Braves in St. Louis last year. Great hook, throws hard, good cutter, always tough.
Well, you know, as they say, if they're going to write the word ace in the dictionary, Adam Wainwright's picture would be right there. He's everything you want in an ace. He goes out there, he wins ball games, he pitches a lot of innings. He's that typical workhorse at the top of a rotation. So a lot of fun to watch. It's been a lot of fun to watch his progress. And oh, by the way, he's not satisfied. He's looking to get better and do things better, so it'll be fun to watch him tonight.
All of those adjectives, Tom, though, could apply to Mike Minor, who makes his second start. His debut last time out against the Giants, other than 2 homers, was terrific for Atlanta.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, picked up where he left off last season. Threw a great ball game against the Giants. Couple mistakes, giving up solo home runs, but typically, so what? Solo home runs don't beat you. He pitched well. Look for him to continue to do that tonight, Joe, and give the Braves a chance to win and get on a winning streak.
What I like best about his outing, Tom, was the fact he didn't walk anybody. And for his first start out of the box, after a little bit of a sore shoulder during spring training, for him to come out and throw strikes and not walk anybody, I thought was a big plus for him.
Well, hopefully he can back up Gavin Floyd's good work last night with one of his own tonight as the Braves try to win this series 2-1 over the Cardinals. Minor will hit 8th. The super sub Ramiro Pena's back in the lineup and hitting 9th. Tom Hart will talk about his remarkable transformation as a Brave when we come back to Turner Field right after this.
for this, the third game of the series between Atlanta and St. Louis. Much has been made of Ramiro Pena as of late, and for good reason. He's given Freddie Gonzalez incredible versatility, not just defensively, but also as of late at the plate. Pena has made 3 starts at third base. He has been more than solid there. He has made 3 starts at shortstop, backing up Andrelton Simmons, and he's made 3 at second. The bat was there the first game of the series against St. Louis with a home run and a double. He's a switch hitter that can do it from either side of the plate, and yeah, he's got great range on the defensive side. That certainly is a key when he plays next to Andrelton Simmons. He's shown a knack for the big hit, and that's a big reason he's a feature of our Home Depot tools. You see, Ramiro Pena has increased his numbers across the board since coming over with the New York Yankees. A .271 average, better power with 5 home runs and 129 at-bats, 3 more than he had in nearly twice as many at-bats as a backup to Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez with the New York Yankees. Pena's back in the lineup tonight, batting in the 9th spot for the Braves. He and Simmons will be the double play combination as Mike Minor takes him out for the 2nd time this season. Chip, Joe, and Tom will have the play-by-play when we return.
Game 3 of the series between the Braves and the Cardinals. As Tom mentioned, the monkey on their back, as it were, broken last night. The 7-game losing streak is a thing of the past. The Braves won last night, now have a chance by beating Adam Wainwright and the Cardinals to take 2 out of 3, win another series, and maintain their lead in the National League's Eastern Division. The Cardinals have had their struggles offensively too, and with that in mind, they have shuffled their lineup as well. Carpenter, Molina, and Holiday, the first 3 hitters, with Matt Adams the cleanup guy. Johnny Peralta is hitting 5th. Randall Grichuk is in right. Peter Burgess is in center. Mark Ellis at second base. No Alan Craig. He's really scuffling on this St. Louis road trip. But the way Adam Wainwright pitches, fellas, they might only need 1 or 2 if he's got his A game.
Well, that's a possibility, but let's hope not.
Chris Johnson had a big hit last night for Atlanta, as did Justin Upton. And, you know, Mike Minor's excited to make his 2nd start of the season. Tom pointed out how well he pitched in his season debut for the Braves. And Minor's had good luck against the Cardinals and the National League Central.
Yeah, he sure has. You see there in 21 starts against the Central, 10-4 with a 3.79 ERA. And in 4 career starts against the Cardinals, he's 2-0 with a 4.5 ERA.
Work scouting report for Mike Minor. His fastball was good the other day against the Giants. Locate the fastball a little better tonight. Probably going to get some better results, even though he only gave up 2 runs in 6 innings. And Peter Borges in the lineup tonight. Grichuk can run a little bit too. Got to keep those guys close. Try not to let anybody get any good jumps on him.
Here's a look at the Braves defensive lineup for Game 3 of the series. It'll be Justin Upton, B.J. Upton, and Jason Hayward left to right in the outfield. Ramiro Pena in at second base again for the Braves, with Freeman, Simmons, and Chris Johnson joining him. And Evan Gattis is back behind the plate. The Braves begin this ball game currently tied with the Washington Nationals. The Nationals were victorious today. They beat Los Angeles behind Steven Strasburg. Miami also won today. So at the moment, it's a three-way tie for first place in the East. If the Braves win, they will reclaim the top spot all by themselves tonight. Freddie Gonzalez and Mike Matheny will match wits tonight in Game 3 of the series. The Braves are off tomorrow. They'll host the Cubs beginning Friday night. Cardinals also are off tomorrow. They head to Pittsburgh for a 3-game series before a nice long stretch of games at home. They have been on the road virtually the entire season. Matt Carpenter starts for the Cardinals. He's their leadoff man and third baseman. And looks at ball one. Two balls, no strikes for Carpenter. And found the mark. And now 2-1. Cardinals have not been the offensive juggernaut many thought they would be so far in 2014. Cardinals come in with a .245 team batting average. They've hit just 20 homers as a club. And they're hitting .231 as a team with runners in scoring position.
I still maintain, as we talked about, I think a lot of that has to do with they've had no continuity whatsoever. Like I said, they've been on the road for 20 of the first 26 games. So they haven't had a chance really to sit home and settle in for a little bit and get comfortable.
And Carpenter draws a leadoff walk. So Minor, who had excellent control in his first start, issues a leadoff pass here. And that'll bring up Yadier Molina, the Cardinal catcher, hitting .320, but swinging a bit of a cold bat right now. He has 4 hits in his last 22 at bats. He's 1 for 9 in this series. That one fell high and right down central for a strike.
We've been talking about the Cardinals' offense or lack thereof most of the season, relying heavily on their pitching like the Braves do. But got to remember, they've got 2 guys missing from their lineup. That one was traded, one with free agency. Carlos Beltran last year at .296, 24 homers, 84 RBIs, scored 79 runs. And David Freese, who had been a stalwart, especially in the postseason for the Cardinals for 2 or 3 years, traded to the Angels. Still trying to figure out how to plug those holes.
There's a shot toward left. Upton on the run, makes a tumbling catch. Molina robbed of a hit. He can't believe it. Fine play by Upton for the first out.
It's kind of like the ball he hit to left field last night. He had a lot of topspin on a line shot to left off of David Carpenter. This one not hit as far, but had the same type of topspin, which is a tough play for the outfielders, and a good play made by Justin.
Holliday's the hitter. He leads the Cardinals in RBIs with 19. And he takes a strike. To further your point, Joe, Bernie Miklasz, fine columnist for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, had some amazing numbers about this Cardinal outfield. Their outfield's 25th in baseball in on-base percentage, 26th in slugging percentage, and they have combined to hit 6 homers. Cardinals have used 3 different center fielders. Alan Craig is getting eaten alive by right-handed pitching. So in a nutshell, that has Cardinal Nation very, very concerned at the 34 game mark. And the talk is, where is Oscar Taveras, the phenom who's playing at AAA and hitting well over 300?
I would say out of everything that they've got going for them in the outfield, the one surprise to me is Matt Holliday only has 2 homers at this point. I mean, he's still hitting .272 coming into play tonight, and he's still very dangerous, but he's only got 2 homers.
One ball, 2 strikes. And he just took the call at third from Minor. Good pitch. And for the leadoff walk, a line out, now a strikeout, and that brings up Matt Adams.
There's a good fastball, well located. Are they looking for something else?
Here's where Mike Matheny's club ranks offensively in the National League. That is not at all what you expect out of the Cardinals.
Nope, not used to seeing them down there.
And here's another guy for St. Louis. They're thrilled with the batting average for Matt Adams, but the high average has not led to high homer or RBI totals for him. Bouncing ball foul at first. It's 0-2.
Seems like a lot of the same conversations we keep having about the Braves offense.
Yep.
Well, we said they're pretty evenly matched at the start of the series.
Yeah, they're kind of mirrors of one another right now at this stage of the season.
It stayed way high. It's 1-2 strikes. 85 degrees at first pitch. What breeze there is blowing straight out tonight. Not a cloud in the sky. Another gorgeous day today. No swing. And now a 2-2 count. Taken for a call, third strike. Boy, Holliday and Adams took fastballs right down the middle. And St. Louis strands Matt Carpenter in the top of the scoreless first. Jason Hayward, Justin Upton, and Freddie Freeman in the top third. Gaddis Johnson and B.J. Upton in the middle. Simmons, then the pitcher Mike Minor, and Ramiro Pena, who had a big night Monday night.
Facing Adam Wainwright, making his 8th start of the year, 5-2 with a 2.16, and much like Mike Minor, you see how well he's done against the National League East. 8-2 with a 1.7 ERA in his last 10 starts.
And he might be a little ornery tonight. Talked about that on Braves Live last night. Last start for Wainwright didn't go so well for him against the Cubs.
His 4 keys to pitching success tonight. Number one, well, he's been working on a sinker, so he's going to add that to his arsenal too. And this guy's still getting payback for the Braves trading him.
Wainwright has turned into an elite major league pitcher.
Yeah, Chip, that start against the Cubs, he gave up 10 hits in 5 innings. I was told that that was one more than he'd given up in the 3 previous starts for hits.
He had a 25-inning scoreless streak and he lost to the Cubs for the first time in his career at Wrigley Field. Just struck out Jason Hayward to start the ball game. 1 up, 1 down in the home first. Here's Justin Upton. And a big blow last night, his 9th home run of the year.
Wainwright made 2 starts against the Braves last year, and they split with him. He lost here to the Braves at Turner Field. First time he'd ever lost at Turner Field on July 13th, 4-1. And then exactly a month later, he pitched a complete game, 6-hitter, 1 run, no walks, 9 strikeouts in St. Louis. He's got a lot of weapons.
Yes, he does. And tinkering with a bunch of them too, trying to get a little bit better and a little bit more consistent.
I don't remember Adam much as a young pitcher. You guys probably saw him much more than I did. Did he throw harder than he throws now in his early days with St. Louis?
I think a little bit, yes. But he was kind of a 2-pitch guy then. Fastball, curveball. And remember, he was a closer for them. Kind of forced into that role in the World Series when Jason Isringhausen got hurt. And he was outstanding in that role. But since then, he's developed a cutter. Some say he's kind of fallen in love with his cutter to the extent that it's taken away from his fastball a little bit. He's been working on a sinker instead, or along with it.
Well, the results for Wainwright certainly show. He's won 104 major league games. He's won 19 games twice in a season. And in the 2010 year, went 20-11 for the Cardinals. Hit ball toward left, and that is over the head of Matt Holliday. Upton on his way to second. The throw off target. He's got a 1-out double.
Looked like a breaking ball.
Yep. Finished a little bit of a hanger down the middle a little bit, and I don't know if Holliday got fooled by that ball or the ball had more carry on it than he thought it did.
That's Justin Upton's first career hit against Wainwright. Boy, an early run would be nice. Let's see if Freddie Freeman can provide an RBI hit. He's 3 for 7 in the series.
We talk about that a lot, Chip, about how an early run always makes everybody relax. Helps the starting pitcher realize he can make a mistake or two. But when you get an early run against somebody's ace, and a guy as good as Adam Wainwright, that gives everybody confidence against him that, hey, he's not going to shut us out tonight, and we might be able to get to him.
Just missed outside, even count for first baseman Freddie Freeman.
On top of that, Atlanta undefeated when they score first. They're 11-0.
And maybe Chris Johnson's 8th inning hit with a runner in scoring position will get the Braves going in that category too. Atlanta is 7 for its last 58 with runners at second base or third base. Got a great chance here with Freeman ahead in the count, 1 out in the first. Freddie didn't think so. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
They got a good look at the big hook in our PNC pitching performance on pitch tracks. Right at the top of the zone, Freddie thought it was high and didn't come down enough.
I can promise you that's not where Wainwright wants to throw it.
Fly ball center. Borges drifts back. There's the catch. Upton's going to tag, and he'll advance on the play here in the first inning. Freeman a productive out. Upton at third now, 2 down for Evan Gattis. Evan 2 hits in his last 13 tries. He had a couple of hits in the series opener, including an RBI single in the 6th. And that's outside, ball 1.
Fastball is usually now 92 to 94, but his cutter is a little off that, 86 to 90, which you expect to see. Still a good fastball.
Breaking ball hammered toward left, but that's playable for Holiday, and he'll drift back. And he'll make the play to retire the side. No runs, a hit, and a man left. We head to the second, no score.
Presented by Georgia Power, The Home Depot, and Zaxby's Indescribably Good.
No score after an inning of play in Atlanta tonight. Minor readies himself for inning number 2. Peralta, Grichuk, and Borges are coming up for the Cardinals. Justin Upton has the game's first hit, his first career hit against Adam Wainwright.
Went hard into second base on the double, tagged up, went to third, but then when he got to third, I saw him doing a little stretching over there. I don't know if he was tight when he got to third base or not, but he's also slow coming out of the dugout.
Yeah, it took a while getting out of the dugout.
Johnny Peralta's the Cardinal home run leader with 7. Foul back to the screen, a quick strike for Peralta. 8 hits over his last 5 games for the Cardinals. Overall, though, his average just .233. Strike 3 inside corner. 3 straight strikeouts for Minor, all of them looking by St. Louis.
I believe all of them fastballs.
It's funny. I just had that conversation with Don Sutton and Al Obrowski before the game. We're all talking about, have you seen so many guys take fastballs for strike 3 as much as this year? And I said, no, I can't. I can't remember ever seeing it. And there we are, three straight for Minor. I don't know if guys are just looking for something else or guessing more, or I don't know what it is.
This is Randall Grichuk. He's got the start in right field for Alan Craig, who's in a 2-for-20 slide for the Cardinals. Seems like St. Louis is really trying to mix and match and find a combination to work with Matt Holliday and put together something for them offensively. They've gotten very little out of anybody other than Holliday so far.
And that's one of the reasons they've moved Molina to the number 2 spot. He's hit second all 3 games in this series, and he'd only batted second once before coming to Atlanta.
Right now, Mike is in and out, up and down. He's got all the corners working so far. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shot foul out of play. St. Louis starts play tonight 5 games behind the Brewers. To third. Oh, Chris Johnson handles a tricky hop. Grichuk is retired. 2 outs.
You got to charge that ball, that in between hop. If you wait back, it has a tendency to eat you up, and then you're flat footed, don't get much on your throw. This guy runs well too. It's kind of hope and a prayer on that short hop, but that's the way you got to play it.
Yeah, you got to play it that way and try to get your glove in the right area.
Borges jumps on the first pitch and drives one deep left center field. That ball is going to go. Peter Borges homers, his first as a Cardinal, and that puts St. Louis in front in the second by a 1-0 score.
Jumped on the first pitch too, didn't he?
That's what you call an ambush right there. Try to go fastball away and cut on him a little bit.
He's not a ping hitter. He had a 12-homer season over in the American League with the Angels back in 2011.
Did he really?
Yeah. But you wonder, Joe, after fracturing his wrist, if that has sapped a little of his strength, his power certainly. But not here in the second inning. A long home run gives Wainwright a 1-0 lead.
I think that was just a case where, you know, you're not expecting him to hit a home run. You're maybe not expecting him to swing at that first pitch. You throw that 4-seam fastball on the outside third of the plate trying to get ahead. And it just cut on him and ended up right down the middle, and to everybody's surprise, he jumped on it.
I think your description of ambush is perfect because he had a pretty quick inning to that point. Wanted to see if he'd maybe swing at the first pitch or at the very least get ahead.
So Minor's given up 3 runs this year, all of them solo homers. And now the 1-2 to Mark Ellis is taken high for an even count. Ellis had the night off last night. He was hitless in 4 tries in the opener, but he did score a run. This one in the air to center, right at B.J. Upton. He's got it, and that'll retire the side. Peter Borges is on the board as a Cardinal. His first homer makes it a 1-0 game.
Presented by AT&T Uverse, Delta Airlines, and Ford.
Bright sunny night in Atlanta, where the Cardinals have struck first. Peter Borges homer makes it a 1-0 score. Chris Johnson can even things up, and he's had great luck against the Cardinals, as you see on our Georgia lottery hitting the jackpot.
That is the jackpot right there against a team that always has good pitching and outstanding numbers against Adam Wainwright.
Boy, his hit last night in the 8th, for obvious reasons, was a pick for the Braves. RBI single chased home Justin Upton. Proved to be the margin of victory for the Braves. Beat the Cardinals 2-1. It's the only Braves hit with a runner in scoring position last night.
I liked what he said about this swing and about this hole at bat. Here's the game-winning hit. He fouled several balls off over the Braves dugout, and he said it was a tip to him that he was letting the ball travel and get a little deeper, and it made him feel good about his swing, which led to the game winner.
In the air towards center. Borges on the run, and he'll get there in right center. That retires Johnson for the first out.
And he said that what he had been doing when he'd been struggling was that front shoulder was flying out, which makes it impossible to inside out anything or keep your hands inside the baseball. But when his front shoulder would fly open, the ball or the bat would go out around everything, and he was slow to the ball.
I also like too what he talked about in terms of his approach, which was just to get in there and compete and try to put the ball in play. You just can't strike out in that situation.
B.J. Upton's got a double in the series. That came in the 7th inning last night. He picked up his 7th RBI on Monday night with sac fly. And slow roller toward Carpenter at third. He'll charge and throw on the run, and Upton's out by a step. 2 out. Left side of the Cardinal infield has had some defensive issues. Not bad time for Carpenter, who's committed 6 errors. It's his first chance tonight clean. And that brings up Anderson Simmons with 2 out.
Do you know who's made more errors than anybody in the National League team-wise? The Dodgers. 33 errors in 34 games. That was surprising when I saw that.
Probably the producer's fault.
Probably what?
The producer's fault.
Yeah, maybe. That in Australia. Not enough time. In fact, they are kind of saying they didn't get enough time in spring training.
Really?
Yeah. That's kind of where they're laying it off on.
Huh. The Dodgers were beaten today by the Nationals 3-2. Steven Strasburg started that game for Washington. Dodgers are now 19-16. With Pittsburgh beating the Giants, though, the Dodgers will remain 2.5 games back. And now LA will head home. They will host San Francisco in their next series.
So what are the special rules that they got? They get to take more players with them on the roster, or
that was my understanding.
Yeah.
Yes, but they also left 2 or 3 guys behind that had various ailments or problems.
One of them, Zach Greinke, who said he had no interest in going and participating in those games.
Right. And to me, maybe something they look into. I don't know if the players would want to do it, and I'm sure their families wouldn't want it, but maybe when you're in that situation, you let those 2 teams go to spring training 10 days early than everybody else. Give them a chance to, because everything's so accelerated to get ready for those games.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Full count for Simmons after a check swing. And now he'll take a walk to first, and the Braves will clear Mike Minor in the 2nd inning. Well, the way that works is they play a couple games, and they come back, have a week off or so, get the body clock readjusted, and then after you've played regular season games, they played a few more spring training games. The Dodgers, they had the Freeway Series with the Angels, and then they started the regular season.
But they're still in a position where they're having to go out there and play games that matter, 10 days, 2 weeks earlier than you're accustomed to in spring training. And then you have the whole letdown of coming back, and then you're playing games that don't matter again.
That's a real roller coaster.
Well, who knows? It may have affected Arizona too. That was the club they played in Australia, and the Diamondbacks, frankly, been awful. 12-24. As Adams has to battle the sun at first. Minor takes a strike. It's 0-2.
I think a simple solution would be like in this case Australia. They were packing the place, what, 30, 40,000 people. Just fly all those people to LA and let them play there and in Phoenix.
There you go.
I love the idea that baseball is trying to internationalize the game more and more. We had Bud Selig in the booth earlier this year, and he sort of let some hints fly that baseball has something planned for Europe next year before the season starts. Who will be playing and where they'll be playing is unknown.
Braves are playing in Italy. I'm in. I'll go do that.
Well, you're third in line, buddy.
1-2 pitch. Roller again toward third. Carpenter, that's a fair ball, and the throw to first just in time to get Mike Minor. Carpenter could have let that roll foul. Instead, he charged and gunned out Mike Minor, and no appeal by the Braves on that bang play at first. 1-0 Cardinals. We head to third. A seat in the house as the Braves and Cardinals wrap up the series tonight. Peter Borges homer the difference so far. Time for our AT&T Universe trivia question. Name the only left-handed batter with more National League hits since 2012 since Freddie Freeman. So left-handed, National League, more hits than Freeman. There's one guy.
Joey Votto
won a batting title.
He walks so much though. So
True. Todd Helton. Probably not. Todd's been hurt some.
Adrian Gonzalez.
Like that.
I think Chase Utley, but he's been hurt so much the last couple of years for the Phillies. Think about that one for a bit as Adam Wainwright leads the game 1-0. He faces Mike Minor and he unloads to left. Upton turns and he can't get it. It's off the base of the scoreboard. Wainwright on his way to second, and he's been a hitting fool this year for the Cardinals. He came in at .375, and that's his second double of the year.
Yeah, we didn't even have a chance to say this is a good hitting pitcher. Be careful.
That was an ambush too.
Yeah, it was. Almost hit it out here. He doesn't have a homer this year yet, but he's got 6 in his career. Well, he's 6'7", weighs 235. He can hit a golf ball a mile. So if you throw him anything low.
So Carpenter's job, move Wainwright along. He walked to start the game and was left stranded after Minor picked up a couple of first inning strikeouts. And a bunt. Minor thought about third, and it cost him to play at first. Carpenter a bunt single, and the Cardinals have him first and third now with nobody out.
It was a good bunt, an excellent bunt, but Mike can't take the time to look to third.
Yeah, that's just not being 100% aware of the speed of the guy in the batter's box.
Might have had a play at third base if he'd just picked it up and fired it over there.
Is anybody helping you out on this play, Tom?
Well, you know, your catcher's typically yelling on a bunt play, but you know, it's still an aggressive play right there to try and get the play at third when it's not a force play.
Slowly hit toward third. Reyes will concede the run for the double play. Wainwright scores to make it 2-0. Carpenter and Molina are outs number 1 and 2. No RBI on the play, but St. Louis extends its lead.
In the third inning of any game, that's the right play to get 2 outs and give up a run. But against Adam Wainwright, that may not be the right play.
Well, and same thing holds true for the bunt play. I think typically, you know, you're going to, unless it's a really bad bunt, you're probably not even going to think about trying to get the out at third. But maybe when you've got a guy like Wainwright that you know runs are going to be at a premium, maybe that causes you to take that extra look to third and see if you got a play over there.
Matt Holliday took a called third strike in the first. Borges hit a homer in the second. Wainwright led off this third with a double and scored on a double play ball. And now Holliday into left center field. Upton long run. He plays it on a hop. So bloop single for Matt Holliday. His 4th hit of the series.
Another fastball. He
cut. First pitch.
That's just not quite finishing down through the ball, cutting it off a little bit and making that spin go a little bit sideways instead of creating backspin and getting sink.
Adams took a strike. He struck out looking in the first. There's a shot into the right field corner. That's trouble. Holiday on his way to third. He's going to be stopped. It's a double for Matt Adams. Only his 4th hit of the year against a left-handed pitcher. Cardinals in business now, 2nd and 3rd with a run in and 2 out.
4 hits in the inning, 2 doubles. The good thing about this, and that was a hanger in the zone, is that Adams hit this ball so hard that it really came back to Jason Hayward in a hurry. And that kept Holiday from having a chance to score.
Yeah, Jason played it perfectly, hit the cutoff man perfectly, so give yourself a chance to get out of the inning.
11 doubles for Adams now. And Johnny Peralta's the batter. Cardinals have been very aggressive early in the count. Minor has thrown 10 pitches to 6 hitters. And that's his 11th, and it's hit a ton down the left field line. And deep into the Cardinal bullpen, foul.
They took some fastballs down the middle in the first and the beginning of the 2nd inning, and they're not taking any now. John Mabry's their hitting coach. He might have been in the dugout wanting to know what gives.
There's a good hook. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Peralta didn't get the hook. Minor picks up his 4th strikeout. Cardinals played a 2nd run. They do it on 4 hits in the top of the 3rd. Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Ramiro Pena is back in the lineup for Atlanta tonight. He's in at second base. 2 for 3 in the series with a home run. And Wainwright with a little larger cushion now gets ahead with strike one. Look at that breaking ball. It's 0-2. Third game in a row for the Braves to have the pitcher hitting eighth. They've gotten some of the matchups they've wanted with the new look lineup. And here in the third, 9-1-2. Pena, Hayward, and Upton coming up. And that's low and outside. Line to Peralta at short, and Pena's retired. There's the first out.
Couldn't have hit it more right at him if he tried. Wainwright was 19-9 last year, a sub-3 ERA. Runner-up in the Cy Young Award to Clayton Kershaw. He was runner-up also in 2010 to Roy Halladay. Twice a Gold Glove winner, including last season.
And he made some history this year for the Cardinals. He had 5 wins before May 1st. In the history of the Cardinals organization, and they have had some great pitchers. Bob Gibson, Dizzy Dean, go on and on and on. Only 4 pitchers that have had 5 wins in a major league season before April, and Wainwright's one of them. Darryl Kyle, Bob Tewksbury, and John Denny were the others. Broken bat, hit to second. Hayward is out number 2.
Well, this is a pitch that any of those guys would have been proud of. We often talk about watching a catcher's glove on a fastball. Watch this on this curveball. Molina never took his arm off his forearm off his knee. I don't know if I've ever seen one like that before.
Yeah, not on a breaking ball.
No.
Oh, you're talking about his year last year. I think one of the things that really jumps out at you is walks to strikeouts. 35 walks, 219 strikeouts. That's Greg Maddux-esque.
Upton pops one up foul. That's headed for the stands to the right side. Strike one to the Braves left fielder. He has the lone Atlanta hit, his first career hit against Wainwright. It was a first inning double. Justin's having a great start to the season on his home field. Came in hitting .383 at Turner Field this year. And now 0-2.
Adam did miss the 2011 season. He had to have his Tommy John surgery early, actually during spring training of that season. He was going to be a free agent after last season, but the Cardinals wisely gave him a long extension.
Fly ball right center. Borges on the run. Not going to get there. Upton's thinking 2 and maybe more. He's going to slam on the brakes. He really busted it out of the batter's box, sore legs and all. Upton might have been thinking triple, but the Cardinals hustled the ball back to the infield in time. It's another two-base hit for Upton, his second hit of the night.
Boy, he hit a good pitch too, and hit it a long way. Down and away, and he hit it where it was pitched.
Yeah, looked for a minute like Borges was going to catch up to that ball, but it had a little bit of a slice on it and just kept trailing away from him. He never could make up the ground.
That was all hands and arms.
First pitch to Freeman was a cutter down and in.
Right-hand hitter on deck. He's going to try and make his pitch.
He's ready. Wainwright stretches, pitches. Breaking ball, swing and a miss.
Slower post-game show later tonight, but up next, first pitch between the Cubs.
Quiet on the set. Take 73. What? It's a
As you said, he's tough enough with 4 pitches, but when he can turn those into 8, good luck. So now it's a full count. And Freeman slices one down the left field line. Holiday's not Upton scores. And Freeman has doubled to make it a 1-run game.
Some pretty solid hitting here with 2 out, nobody on from both Justin Upton and now Freeman. That was a good fastball running away from him, and he went the other way with the 2. That's the danger of going in on Freddie with a 3-2 count. When you're going in on him, you're going to go in. You want to miss in, but obviously you didn't want to walk him. Tried to go in and didn't get it in there. Threw it on the inner third of the plate, and Freddie put a good swing on it and snuck it down the line.
Gano swings the first pitch and drives it to right. And Grichuk is there and puts it away, and that retires the side. Braves cut the Cardinals lead in half on an RBI double by Freddie Freeman. They go to 4th.
Those little things still get
pretty well supported, aren't they?
We were talking about this when we saw this graphic before the game, that would lead you to believe that this is going to be a high-scoring contest, and we both kind of laughed at that.
Yeah. It may well be before it's all over, but it's certainly not what you look for going in.
I feel sorry for De La Rosa. He's only getting 6 runs a game. The Rockies are averaging about 7.5 per game at home.
Right.
Chronically poorly supported is Jorge De La Rosa for the Rockies. Randall Grichuk leads off for St. Louis. Minor's got a run back. Let's see if he can have an easy inning here in the 4th. Again, the Cardinals swing early in the count. This one's fouled away. Strike 1. This is only the 19th at bat for Grichuk since he was summoned from AAA Memphis. Chance for Mike Matheny to see what he can do against a left-handed pitcher. 4 at bats. He's in the outfield for the Cardinals in a state of flux right now. It's a big pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. After their series with the Pirates on the road, 19 of the next 22 for St. Louis are at home. Minor just struck out the right fielder for the Cardinals. That's his 5th strikeout of the game. 1 away.
Had good success on that fastball in with 2 strikes. That one leaked a little bit, but up above the hands where he couldn't do anything with it.
So here's Borges. Told you about the wrist surgery that he had last year. The wrist problems bothered him all the way back in 2012. Late in the season with the Angels. After his breakout season in 2011, hit just .220 the next year and was held to 55 games in 2013.
He was the guy playing center field for the Angels when Mike Trout came up, and Trout was the left fielder because this guy could go get him so well. I just remember when we saw him playing out in Anaheim a couple of years ago, how impressed we were with how really fast he is.
0-2. Yeah, in that series we saw Borges, and we also saw Irvin Santana pitch a beauty against the Braves. Borges is a Midwestern kid. He's from Park Ridge, Illinois.
His dad's a scout for the Padres.
Minor just missed the inside corner. Wanted the call. You mentioned how fast he is, Joe. In 2005, Baseball America rated him as the fastest base runner in the Angels organization before he played a game. And he's going to have a chance to show off his speed again. Base hit by Borges. He's got a 2-for-2 night and 4-for-6 in the series. Boy, that's a sight for sore eyes for St. Louis.
Well, he hasn't been 0-for-19 and hitting $150 with this swing. This is a short, quick, good swing on a couple of fastballs, so he's made some adjustments.
.22 steals is his big league high. He has 43 career steals. 2 of those with St. Louis this year. Let's see what liberties he takes with a left-hander Minor on the mound and Ellis in the box. Strike 1. I think as the season goes on, it'll be interesting to see how this Cardinals offense develops. We've talked about their lack of power. It's very odd to see a Cardinal team with just 9 stolen bases after 5 weeks. 9 out of 13 as a club. But as we've said a million times, it's impossible to steal first base.
Yes, it is.
For Borges, for Craig, and for others. Had some trouble getting on with great frequency for Mike Matheny. No balls, 2 strikes.
I really think that they had visions of him being among the league leaders in stolen bases when they got him, hoping that he could return to form after that wrist injury. But like you said, you got to be on first if you want to steal second, and that hasn't come easy for him.
1 ball, 2 strikes for Ellis. He's the 8th place hitter for the Cardinals. Two runs on 6 hits for the Redbirds. A run, 3 hits for the Braves so far. Popped up. Freeman near the dugout will not have a play. And Ellis gets another swing. Cardinals hope to gain a game on Milwaukee tonight. The Brewers were beaten by the Diamondbacks. It's a 3-2 final score. Bronson Arroyo picked up the win. Paul Goldschmidt hit another home run for the Diamondbacks. Brewers without Ryan Braun. He's going to be activated Tuesday. Aramis Ramirez really slumping right now. He's got 5 hits in his last 35 at bats.
They're 4-7 without Braun.
The 1-2 pitch is lined down the right field line and out of play. Washington beat the Dodgers 3-2. Marlins got a 9th inning run to beat the Mets today.
That was Zach Wheeler against Tom Kohler. 1-0 game.
Marcell Ozuna with a sacrifice fly scored Giancarlo Stanton, who slid in ahead of the play at the plate. Miami just wrapped up an 8-1 homestand. Now though they have to hit the road. They head west. That's Cardinal high. And call the ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
How about the way that game ended in Pittsburgh last night? Pirates and Giants. Tim Hudson took the loss on a triple, then an overthrow, and then it looked like they threw out Starling Marte at the plate, and then an appeal.
The plate was blocked. Strike 3 inside corner. Ellis not sure about that. 6 strikeouts for Mike, and now Wainwright hits without number 2.
PNC Fox tracks. Good pitch.
I think by now they wouldn't be getting caught by surprise on that inside fastball with 2 strikes on it.
Right.
Mike struck out 4 in his debut. He's got 6 tonight. Works away to Wainwright, who jumped on the first pitch and doubled in the 3rd inning and scored the 2nd St. Louis run.
Changeup.
Another base hit for Wainwright. Look at Borges fly. He's around second. He'll make 3rd easily. And he had a big turnaround 3rd, and Jose Oquendo had to throw up a big-time stop sign as Peter Borges was thinking about maybe trying to score from first on that single to center field.
Fast guys are really fun to watch. I mean, try to leg out an infield hit or whatever. But going first to 3rd is my favorite, as Adam Wainwright puts another good swing on a pitch. Fastball up the middle. But watching those guys go first to 3rd is really something.
I think Oquendo was waving him, waiting to see what the Braves were going to do with their relay, make sure there was no mishandling or anything. And once he saw they fielded it cleanly and Andrelton had it, he jammed on the brakes.
Still contend the fastest I ever saw first to third was Willie Wilson, for those of you that remember him with the Royals. And he wasn't a little guy. He wasn't like a little scat back leadoff hitter. He was 6'3".
Here's Carpenter. He's walked and bunted for a single. And a strike to the St. Louis leadoff man. On Monday night, Carpenter had a 2-hit game, the first time he'd done that since April 13th. Paint job. Grazes the outside corner. It's 0-2. Big sequence in the game for Mike. Line drive left field on an 0-2 pitch. And Carpenter drives home Borges, and the Cardinals extend their lead.
I'm not sure what that sign was from Evan Gattis. Oh, he wanted to go high fastball. Tough pitch with a guy that's such a good 2-strike hitter to begin with.
Last year, Carpenter led the majors in runs, hits, doubles, multi-hit games, and tied for the major league lead with 18 3-hit games. He's 2 for 2 tonight with an RBI. Now Molina fouls one straight back, strike one. Single runs in the second, third, and fourth for the Cardinals.
I don't know if it's just me or not, but it just seems like maybe during the streak when runs were at such a premium, it manifested itself more often. But it seems like we've had a hard time, the Braves have, of having shut down innings. They get a run and then they can't keep the other team from scoring the very next inning.
2 balls and a strike. This inning extended after Wainwright's single. Remember, Borges was on with 2 outs. Ellis struck out looking, and Wainwright ripped a single into center field, and Carpenter followed with a hit on an 0-2 count. That's really piled up the pitches for Mike in this inning. 26 now, I believe, here in the St. Louis fourth. 3-1 to a dangerous hitter. And that just missed. Minor with a step or 2 in toward the plate. Molina walks. And St. Louis has them loaded with 2 out.
PNC Fox Tracks shows him caught the bottom of the zone. Watching it live, or watching that replay rather, it didn't look like it was high enough. Nobody loosening in the Atlanta pen.
And now real trouble. You've got Matt Holliday up there. Holliday's the Cardinals RBI leader with 19. He's already knocked in a run in this series. And he's got a teammate at every base.
Sometimes you watch the Cardinals play defense and there's a ball hit to left field and Matt might box one around, or he might not get to a ball you would think that another left fielder would get to, and you think, man, why is he out there? And then he comes up right here and you go, oh yeah.
Yeah, think about Pat Burrell or Michael Morse, contemporary left fielders. He's going to drive in a lot more than he's going to let in left. 5 career grand slams. No place to put him. Ball 1 inside.
Got Holliday's attention immediately from home plate umpire Todd Tichenor. Like a good pitch.
Felt high.
Yep.
Slow roller toward third and foul. It's 1-2. Now action has begun in the bullpen.
David Hale.
Well, he struck Matt out on a fastball his first time up, got him looking, and it wasn't really in where he wanted it, kind of more inner third. So see if they think they got more room to go a little bit further inside here, or if they go back to that breaking ball. I'll be surprised if they go away, because he hasn't had as good command on the outer part of the plate to a righty.
Little looper into shallow left field. It's going to drop for a hit on a 1-2 pitch. And a couple of runs are going to score as a result. Wainwright and Carpenter come home. And Holliday with 2 RBIs. That extends the St. Louis lead now to 5-1.
Slider
A little bit up. And I think we talked about it maybe in game 1 with Holliday, that you got a base hit where it was just pure strength, and that was one of the same thing right there. That was just muscling enough of that pitch to get it out over the infield.
Cardinals 3 for 5 tonight with runners in scoring position. They've got 5 runs on 9 hits. Here's Adams. He doubled last time up. And that one up the middle, but right to the shortstop, and Anderson Simmons will step on the bag, and that'll retire the side. St. Louis sends 8 to the plate. 3 men score. They have a big lead for Adam Wainwright.
(5-1) Cardinals your score, and fans, now it's time for you to tweet your photo using #SouthFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T.
One simple rule: if you want to send a photo of your pet, no hats.
Yeah. Just want to establish that early.
Well, Adam Wainwright has established himself tonight, hasn't he? Especially at the plate. He's 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored, and he's thrown 3 innings of 1-run ball. Wainwright's trying to go to 6-2. And he'll have 5, 6, 7 hitters up for the Braves here in the home fourth.
All three of the Braves hits off of him are doubles.
Johnson flied out his first time up. Wainwright, if he wins tonight, would take over the league lead in that category. He's tied with Zach Greinke and Gene Machi of the Giants with 5 victories. He's 9th in the National League in ERA entering play tonight. Tied for 3rd in innings pitched. Tied for 6th in strikeouts. And that's fouled off Molina. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Molina's got a lot of confidence in his pitcher. He knows him so well. And after he gave that sign, it looked like he was going to set up inside. But then as Adams in his windup, he's kind of sidestepping to the outside, knowing it wouldn't bother his pitcher.
You know, one of the things I love watching about a guy like Molina and for the Braves, Gerald Laird, is their ability to get the most out of not just a veteran guy like Wainwright, but a young guy or a guy in the case of Gavin Floyd coming back after not pitching for a year. I thought Gerald and Floyd were terrific last night. Watching Molina, a guy at Lions, and Shelby Miller through the first 2 starts of this series was really, really impressive. Tonight, he's pretty much been in the rocking chair with Adam Wainwright.
You know, you want your catcher to do one of a couple things back there. You know, first and foremost, in this situation with a veteran guy, you want him on the same page. You want to keep that rhythm going. You don't want them fighting each other, shaking off, and all that stuff. And with a young guy out there, you want to be able to take the burden of calling the game off his shoulders as much as he can.
Upton broke his bat, and a flare down the right field line will drop for him. He's thinking 2. And he'll slide in safely. The Braves are doubling Wainwright to death tonight. Upton 6th. The Braves team 4th tonight.
But to finish my point with a young guy, you want to try and put those young guys in a position, as we see the pitch here. Good pitch. BJ just fought it off and dumped it in there for a blue double. But you want to take the burden, and I say this truthfully, you want to take the burden of having to think off of a young guy's shoulders as much as you can. You want him to be able to just know, what pitch do I want to throw here? Okay, this is what my catcher wants to do. Now just let me throw the pitch and not have to worry so much about the sequences of pitches and what did we do last pitch or last at bat. You just focus on making pitches.
And I thought that was especially evident for Molina last night with Lions. He was 0-6 in his last 8 starts. You wouldn't know it. He gave up 1 run in 6 innings.
And on the other side with Laird and Gavin Floyd too, even though Gavin's a veteran guy with all the emotions of coming back from surgery, Gerald did a great job of taking that off his shoulders.
Bouncing ball to short. Peralta will field. He'll concede the base to B.J. Upton. That's out number 2. Mike Minor, the Braves pitcher, in the 8th spot. Here's a rare time since the Braves have done that where you wish the pitcher was hitting 9th. Well, we'll see what Mike can do with 2 out.
I might give Adam a little bit of his own medicine.
Yeah, and Mike can swing it. Be a nice run to get back.
Carpenter threw him out at 3rd base. And they did the Braves 2nd.
And that's not fair when you have to see that first pitch with a runner in scoring position.
Oh, 2. DJ doubled with 1 out. He stands at third with 2 outs now. And Minor is down on strikes to retire the side. 3rd strikeout for Wainwright. And we head to the 5th inning. Big lead for St. Louis. 5-1 your score.
And AT&T.
We've used Phantom Cam several times this year to show the bat at contact. Miss those days, Tommy?
That hurts looking at it. Yeah. Now I know why my arm hurts so much all the time.
A lot of stress.
Yeah, it's not a natural movement for your arm, and you know, you just marvel at these guys, what they're able to do, and go as hard as they do and stay healthy and all those things.
Johnny Peralta leads off the 5th for the Cardinals. And he jumps all over the first pitch again. This one into the left field corner and off the fence. And Peralta will make his way to second base with a leadoff double.
They took some called 3rd strikes, but they're not taking many first pitches. They have kind of changed their strategy here early on, and it's paid off.
8th double for Peralta. That gives him a 6-game hit streak. And now Randal Grichuk stands in. He's bounced out and struck out. That pops away from Gaddis, and Peralta's going to stride into third base.
This one's on Evan. It was low, and it might have even been a short hop in the dirt, but he turned his glove over to pancake it. That should never have happened.
That was scored a wild pitch.
That's too bad.
And I'm with you. So the infield for the Braves creeps in a bit for Grichuk with a 1-0 count. And the ball evens it up. Grichuk's out of Rosenberg, Texas, just 22 years old. Ian Burgess came over for David Freese and Fernando Salas for Thanksgiving last year. minor league hitter. A chance to start tonight for St. Louis. Popped up into shallow right. Hayward is there. He'll make the catch. And no chance to advance.
As a young player, just got called up. Boy, those are the situations you really hope come your way so that you can show your manager and your teammates that you're capable of doing what's called for in those situations. This time, Grichuk couldn't come through.
Let's see if Mike can figure out a way to retire Burgess. He has homered, singled, and scored 2 runs. Infield stays in, 1 out. Miss for Minor. He's thrown strike 1 to 16 of 24 hitters. Cardinals have 4 hits on the first pitch tonight, 4 of their 10.
Burgess is one of those guys with his speed that if he hits a ground ball, say to short or second, and Peralta bluffs coming home where the infielder, has to catch himself ready to go home and doesn't, they could take too much time and he could beat it out.
Well, that happened to Mike earlier with Carpenter.
Yeah.
Wainwright doubled. Carpenter was just trying to bunt him over. Mike fielded the ball, took a look at third, and threw late to first. Carpenter a bunt single. One ball, 1 strike. And taken high, ball 2. Fourth inning, the roughest inning for Minor tonight. 33 pitches and 3 St. Louis runs. Fly ball left. Upton's coming in, can't get there. And he fumbles the baseball, and Burgess in at second base. So Peralta scores the 6th St. Louis run. It's a 3-for-3 night for Burgess. It's a single and an RBI, and Burgess moves up on an Upton error, and that appears to be the end of the line for Mike Minor.
Boy, fastball that just split the plate, belt high. What a night for Burgess. And this boot there allowed him to go to second. That's why the error.
6 runs, 11 hits for Mike Minor through 4 1/3 innings. "28 lucky winners, one each day with their choice of a Works blower sweeper, grass trimmer edger, or aero cart. Just text WORKS to South. That's WORX to 76884. At the end of May, WORKS will also select a grand prize winner to experience a Labor Day sports weekend for 4 in Atlanta. Remember, message and data rates may apply. The winner will receive approximately 2 text messages in response to their entry, and the winner may be contacted by text message. Fans having fun at the ballpark. Cardinal fans more so than the Braves, as you see. 6-1 is the score. Mike Minor ties his career high in hits allowed by allowing 11 safeties tonight. And he'll be replaced by David Hale, who's pitching in his 8th game for Atlanta.
He's had a couple of days rest, too, after working in back-to-back games on the 3rd and 4th against the Giants.
Ball high to Ellis, who has flied out and struck out. Up the middle. Tricky hop. Pena stays with it, makes the peg to first, or just 2/3. And Ellis is the second out. And here comes Babe Wainwright.
.211 career average, 6 homers, 35 RBIs coming in to this season. Any pitcher that's got an career average over 200, you know they're pretty good.
Don't say it. Don't say it. We know exactly. Swing and a miss for Wainwright.
David, they're trying to get your attention. The umpire wanted that ball thrown out.
They throw out a baseball that skips up at the plate, but if a guy hits a one-hop rocket to the second baseman and it gets scuffed up that way, nobody takes it out of play.
Don Sutton would have won 7 games in his career if they'd taken all the balls out.
I can't imagine that a guy wouldn't want one that has a little bit of mark.
I made that mistake once in spring training when Grady Little was in our minor league system, and he came off the field and said, "Boy, don't you ever throw one of those back again."
I can hear him. And he was excited.
Yeah, exactly. You got to learn how to use that thing. I said, okay.
1-2 for Wainwright. Cardinals have scored in every inning but the first tonight. And that's a little low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Up the middle. Simmons. Make Wainwright sprint down the first base line, and Atlanta finally able to retire the big Cardinal right-hander. He'll go to work in the home 5th. 9-1-2 coming up for the Braves.
One lead for Adam Wainwright in the St. Louis Cardinals. He has 2 hits tonight. He's doing a great job with his Braves lineup, and he's a guy that used to be in a Braves uniform as a minor leaguer. Get to know Adam Wainwright, who's had a tremendous career after coming out of Brunswick, Georgia, and the home state kid was a 29th overall pick, one of 3 first-rounders in 2000 for the Braves, 2-time All-Star, led the National League in wins in 2009 and 2013. But early in his career, the curveball was working, and this was one of his highlights. He came to Turner Field as a Cardinals reliever, relieved Chris Carpenter in a game on July 4th, 2006, and struck out Andrew Jones. He said, "My friends at home thought that was like one of the coolest things ever." Little would they know that he'd go on to the kind of success he's enjoyed in St. Louis.
He's a horse.
Yeah, that's just the beginning of some of his highlights. He was the Braves Pitcher of the Year in the Gulf Coast League after he signed out of high school. He even got promoted from the Gulf Coast League that first year. And all kinds of marks along the way. Sally League Pitcher of the Year. He set all kinds of Macon records. You know how long baseball had been in Macon at that time in terms of strikeouts and innings pitched.
I wasn't aware of the context of the trade at the time. The Braves got J.D. Drew and Eli Marrero for Wainwright, Ray King, and Jason Marquis, correct?
Correct.
The Braves obviously were looking for an impact bat.
Needed one. And J.D. Drew had a good year that year. He hit over 300. But they only had him for that year.
And Wainwright, a perennial All-Star, now signed through 2018 for St. Louis. And leading big tonight, gunning for his 6th victory of the year. He's got Pena in the batter's box, then Hayward, then Justin Upton. It's a 6-1 game. And so far, guys, I don't think there's a pitch the Braves have been able to eliminate from Wainwright.
Nope, that's what makes him so tough. You know, even early on when he was breaking in, fastball, curveball, there were still 2 pretty good pitches. But now, like you say, he's got that cutter, the sinker, occasional changeup.
And Pena's down on strikes. Wainwright has his 4th strikeout in the game. Tom, you have some more context on the Wainwright deal?
Yeah, Freddie Gonzalez was reminiscing about J.D. Drew's season. He finished 6th in the National League MVP voting that year. Freddie to this day says, when people ask me the best player I've seen, I say in limited time that season it was J.D. Drew. He looked like Roy Hobbs out there. He could do anything. Every time he looked up, he was hitting a triple, singling, and then stealing second, throwing guys out at third. In that span, he's seen nobody better.
I have to agree, Tom. He was really good, and I was surprised. We all knew he was a good hitter, but he was a good outfielder, and he was faster than I knew he was.
No balls and a strike for Jason Hayward. My dad always said that J.D. Drew was one of the more agile players he ever saw.
Just didn't have him long enough.
Well, the reason for that was
I got to dodge all those traffic cones on I-75 South.
But that's the risk and reward that you take when you make a deal like that. Braves every year want to try to win a World Series. They knew they were trading away some really good talent in the hopes that Drew could lead them to a championship and potentially sign a long-term contract in Atlanta. Neither of those things, unfortunately, happened for the Braves.
What year was the trade?
After December 13th, 2003. Wainwright didn't get to the big leagues until 2005. He pitched in just 2 games. Then pitched out of the bullpen in 2006. Became a starter in 2007 and a 14-game winner. Peralta at short, right at the second base bag. Gets Hayward. That's the second out.
Well, this is what a veteran pitcher will do to you when he's been given his 6 runs to work with. We showed you that run support chart, and he was 5 point whatever. He's got his 6 runs tonight, and you get a 6-1 lead. You're dealing, you're pitching good, and you just start Xing off the remaining outs because he's got so many weapons. He can get you to swing at just about anything at this point.
And as sharp as Mike Minor appeared to be in his first outing, that wasn't the case tonight.
Started off that way.
Yeah. No, I think tonight was one of those nights where I would say he had good stuff, but not good command. You know, we have 6 strikeouts, so that's indicative of having decent stuff, but just too many balls leaking back over the plate. It was weird because if you watch him pitch, it was kind of backwards for what you typically see from a left-handed pitcher. When he was trying to go away to righties, the ball was cutting back over the plate, but when he was going in, those are the ones that were kind of tailing for him and coming back over the plate. So, you know, I don't know if there was something in his finish that was making him cut the ball back over the plate going away to righties and that he wasn't doing when he was going in, but typically it's the other way around.
Out of play by Upton. No balls, 2 strikes. Freddie Gonzalez was talking about the Braves pitching situation. We know there are 6 guys for 5 spots in essence. He said no decisions have been made really other than who's pitching against the Cubs.
There again, that seems to be something we've talked about for 2 years, and it always seems to work itself out. You know, somebody always ends up either going on the DL or having to miss a start. I mean, I can't remember yet that the Braves have really gotten to that point where they've had to make that difficult decision yet.
Yeah, and sure enough, when you go ahead and make it, then it goes against you.
Right.
Right. The best laid plans of mice and men are usually wrecked by the baseball gods. So the way it sets up for Chicago beginning on Friday, Julio Teheran and Jason Hamill, Irvin Santana Saturday versus Jeff Samardzija. That's a great matchup. And we ramp up the homestand with Alex Wood and Edwin Jackson.
And we just saw Alex out in the bullpen. I wonder if they put him out there today just in case they needed him, as maybe one of the days he was working on the side.
Wainwright gets the Braves in order in the 5th. He's got 5 strikeouts and a 5-run.
Cubs come to town as we take a look at our Chevron upcoming pitching matchup. Should be some fun pitching. Jason Hamill goes against Julio Teheran on Friday at 7 o'clock. Saturday, it'll be Irvin Santana returning to the rotation against Jeff Samardzija. There has been a little bit of rotation news today, though, guys. Freddie Gonzalez said that Gavin Floyd, after throwing well last night and coming off of Tommy John surgery, would not be a candidate to go to the bullpen, specifically because he's coming off of Tommy John surgery. So that knocks one guy out, but he's also reiterated he's not going to a 6-man rotation. Now, with the day off tomorrow, He also hinted that that's a decision that could be made very soon, as in tonight, tomorrow, or going into that Cubs series. Another day off coming a week from Thursday when the Braves head out to San Francisco and St. Louis.
Thank you, Tom. Line drive to second off bat of Matt Carpenter. That was scalded.
There was also a telltale sign there. I think we were trying to give a hint with our shot in the dugout. Chris Medlin is also not a candidate.
Correct. Who would have thought that the Braves would have too many starting pitchers after what they've been through this spring?
I don't know, Tim Kirchin.
In Major League history.
That was funny.
The Braves have made more pitching decisions than any team since May 7th, since 1914. Incredible.
No balls and a strike to Yadier Molina. We love you, Tim. Does a great job. And so does this guy, Molina. 0 for 2 with a walk. And out of play. Cardinals will head to Pittsburgh next. Pirates got a much needed win today to beat the Giants 4-3. Garrett Cole was pitching for Pittsburgh today, and the reports on him were outstanding. He's got a good fastball, Joe, but in his 6th and 7th innings, he was ramping up from 92 to 97 miles an hour. He got stronger as the game got longer.
One of those first-round picks for the Pirates that has been working out for them.
Molina shoots this ball to left. Upton's going to catch it, and he does. 2 out. That's about all that's gone right for the Pirates. They're 14-20 this year. They're 8.5 games out of first place at the start of play today.
Well, if you were in the Central Division, you didn't want to get off to a slow start.
No,
because you were going to be close to double digits behind, thanks to Milwaukee.
And you know what? For the Braves, this is a real critical stretch of the season. I know it's early May, but after the Cardinals and Cubs, we go, as Joe said, to San Francisco and St. Louis. A little slow roller out toward Pena at second, and he'll get Matt Holliday. But Milwaukee, Colorado, Boston, and Miami are next up on the slate for Atlanta. Not an easy month of May. 6-1 Cardinals. There's your trio.
Nothing like a little horseplay in the stands, huh? Well, you got Evan Gattis on the left. You got Brad Klontz in the middle, El Caballo.
And Jeff Blauser on the right. Here's Freddie Freeman. He'll lead off the 6th. And he'll lead off successfully. A shot toward right center field. He may be thinking about 2. He's going to try. Grichuk's throw is a little late. What a weird night offensively for the Braves. They have 5 hits. All of them are doubles.
Yeah, typically when you can say your team's got 5 doubles in it halfway through a game, you're not losing 6-1.
Quick swing from Freddie. They read that perfectly.
2 hits Monday, 2 hits tonight. Freeman's bat is coming to life. Here's Evan Gattis. Gattis is fly to left and right. And is 0 for 2. Popped up. Ellis behind the bag at second will have a play. And Gattis is retired for out number 1.
Evans had a tough homestand. He's 2 for 16 and just 5 for his last 32.
George, the good numbers Chris Johnson has amassed against the Cardinals and Wainwright. Adams had the best of him tonight, however. This 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. Little tardy. Strike 1. Backed it up. Same pitch, same swing and miss. So
he did that to Pena. They strike him out in the 5th inning on a slow curve. Backed it up.
Served foul, out of play. Chris still alive at 1-2. Just past the top of the hour in Atlanta. Chris Johnson broke his back. This crowd watching the Braves and Cardinals play here at the TED. With Joe Simpson, Tom Glavine, and Tom Hart. Chip Perry with you. We'll wrap up the series with the Redbirds. We will see St. Louis a week from Friday at Busch Stadium. Then we'll be done with the Cardinals. That may not be a bad thing. Johnson, a looping liner to left. Atlanta has runners at first and third. Chris singles on an 0-2 pitch. And I promise you the Cardinals will be saying the same thing about the Braves. They'll be done with Atlanta too.
Well, that was a nice swing by Chris on a breaking ball, slow breaking ball. It's like he just kind of kept his hands back. Everything else was going to the baseball except his hands, and then at the last minute let him go.
B.J. Upton's the batter. He's our subject of the Cold Hard Facts, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Things are looking up for B.J. Has a double tonight and well ahead of last year's pace, which is a good thing.
Line to second, dropped by Ellis. They're going to say Upton was out. So Upton out on a line out to second.
That was an interesting call.
Yes.
And I think Wainwright's asking the same question. Because if that ball's dropped, a chance for the Cardinals to get a double play and get out of the inning. Are they going to call this on transfer? Oh boy, I don't know if he ever had it.
Never had it. He just waffled his glove and He's looking toward Freeman to see what he was going to do. Might have a chance to double him off, but Ellis never caught that ball.
So first and third, 2 outs now for Simmons. He's walked and grounded out.
When you're playing the Cardinals, it seems like it's always an infield fly, though.
That's almost never called here.
Very rarely, if ever.
At least not on the infield. Here's Simmons. And he takes a little low. 1 ball, no strikes. Big runs to get potentially here for the Braves. Wainwright's pitch count rising. Any opportunity you get, you want to cash it in. Braves left a runner at third base in the first, a runner at second in the third, in the fourth, and now another one here in the sixth. No swing. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes now.
That one was close. Might have been a break for Hamilton there. Ryan Dolman's out on deck to pinch hit for Hale, and Anthony Barbaro loosening up in the Atlanta pen.
That shaved off the corner. 2 balls and a strike.
Looked like it shaved off the corner, but I'm not sure which one. The corner of the batter's box line.
He tried to go a little further outside to get the call and did. 3 balls and a strike. Will be next if Simmons can reach here in the sixth.
Sometimes when Anderton gets himself in some trouble, and he's 3 for his last 15, it's because he really dives and falls over the plate and kind of ties himself up.
Peralta at short. Will flip to Ellis at second. No waffle there. And the Braves strand 2 more in the 6th inning. Big lead for St. Louis. They're trying to win the series. They lead by 5.
Presented by authority of the Atlanta Braves and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Atlanta Braves.
Well, a chance for David Hale to pick up another inning in relief. Boy, he's been impressive so far. He's retired all 5 Cardinals he's faced. And And he'll get after the 4, 5, 6 men for St. Louis here in the top of the 7th. 6-1 Redbirds lead. Adams, Cardinal first baseman, takes a called strike. 15 multi-hit games for Matt Adams. He's one behind Paul Goldschmidt of Arizona, who had 16 coming into play today. The other big story in the big leagues is Nolan Aronado of the Colorado Rockies. He extended his hitting streak to 25 games yesterday. So keep an eye on that as they play in Texas. That's off the tip of Hale's glove. Adams doesn't run well, and Hale got it at first. Good recovery, good results. One out.
Didn't panic either, just went over and made sure he made a good throw. Go ahead, Tom.
No, good recovery. And like I said, he didn't panic. But that's what good athletes do. They don't panic.
Relentless. Here's Peralta. He drives one to left on the first pitch. Upton is there and has it. And that's second out. So Nolan Arenado of Colorado, a 26-game hitting streak. The Rockies are playing Texas, and guess what? They're winning again, 5-0. They moved from Coors Field to what used to be known as the ballpark in Arlington. I can't put the names of the stadium straight anymore. But they're up 5-0 over the Rangers again. The Rockies are good. We're going to see them here in Atlanta on our next homestand. It features 4 with Milwaukee, 3 with Colorado, and then a home-and-home series with the Red Sox. Grichuk, the batter, with 2 outs. He had a chance for an RBI his last time up, but popped out with Peralta at third base, so he's over 3. The 0 for 4 if Johnson makes a good throw to first. He did. Very impressive work by David Hale. 8 up, 8 down. He'll be taken down for a pinch hitter at the 7th inning stretch. Inning in Atlanta. Time for tonight's SunTrust shining moment, and this is for our pal Tom Glavine. Remember that moment?
I took more grief over that moment, yes. But yes, I do. I remember very well. Right about there, I was making sure it wasn't Maddox on the other line playing a joke on me. I wanted to make sure it was the proper people from the Hall of Fame calling me and telling me the news that I wanted to hear. So it took a little while for it to register, but it was all good.
Now, we know you've already taken the private tour that you get when you are elected to the Hall of Fame. Has the moment hit you yet in its entirety, or do you think that'll be later on this summer?
No, it hasn't. I mean, there are still days where I'll think about it and it'll be, oh my God, I can't believe that happened, you know, and that it's going to happen. And, you know, I guess I think about it much like I did my Braves Hall of Fame and having my number retired. I mean, it was a big deal. It was emotional leading up to it, and I had a lot of thoughts about it. But it didn't scratch the surface of that moment that I stood out there at home plate or wherever the stage was, and they unveiled my number. When I saw that, it was just a flood of emotion. So I'm sure the Hall of Fame will be a similar type event. Whatever I try to say to describe what I'm feeling or I think I'm going to feel, it's only going to scratch the surface.
I've told you before, and we've said it a couple of times on our air, that's one of my favorite moments at Turner Field, and it always is when you or Greg Maddux or Smoltz or Chipper Jones, when that number is finally revealed, just to see that look on your face, it was really cool for those of us who know you and love you, just to sort of live vicariously through you with that moment.
Yeah, because I mean, you don't have a whole lot of those.
Ground ball to second by Pena. That will be the second out of the inning.
You don't have a whole lot of those, you know, oh my God moments in your life, you know, and that's one of them, and it's even more so because so many of those moments are you're caught by surprise. This you knew it was coming, right. You know, you knew the time was coming, but it's still there is so hard to describe what it felt like when you peel that back and see that number. I remember one of the first things I thought was, wow, every time my kids walk in here, they're going to see that, and you know that was pretty cool.
You bet. And now to go into the Hall of Fame with your teammate Greg Maddux, the man that managed you for the vast majority of your big league career, and also with Joe Torre and Tony La Russa and Frank Thomas. I mean, what a great Hall of Fame class that is in 2014.
Yeah, it's a great class, and it's like I've said so many times that you look at an opportunity like that to go in the Hall of Fame and you think, you know, again, oh my God, I can't believe it happened, and there isn't anything that could possibly make something like that better. Well, guess what? Yes, there is, because I get to go in with not only a great class, but two guys that were so instrumental to me as a player in my career, you know, being Bobby from the managerial side and Greg from the teammate side.
Bouncing ball to short. Peralta will charge and throw on the run to get Hayward. I'm going to ask you a question when we come back from break about what you think will happen on the podium. We head to the 8th inning in Atlanta. We invite you to grab the Braves steal of the game tonight only. See the Braves take on the Cubs this weekend. You can get upper box tickets for as low as $12. That's a 40% savings. Don't miss this great offer. Visit Braves.com/steal now. You've got to buy them before 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Third pitcher of the night is on the mound for the Braves. It's right-hander Anthony Favaro.
He's on a good roll. This homestand especially. 3 outings, 2 2/3 innings, 1 hit, no runs or walks, and 5 strikeouts.
And he'll try to follow up the good work of David Hale. Joe, you said during break he's on a great roll out of the pen too.
Yeah, he's 7 1/3 shutout innings out of the bullpen, and that follows up a start he made his last start of the year so far against the Reds on April 26th when he went 8 innings. He only gave up 1 run that day and 2 hits.
So let's see if Favaro can retire Peter Borges. He is 3 for 3 with a homer. And he scored twice. He's knocked in 2. Breakout game for the Cardinals outfielder. They have been waiting all spring to see this. So Tommy, my question. You are known as one of the most stoic pitchers perhaps in the history of the game, maybe in the history of the Atlanta Braves as well. You never knew when you pitched if you're up 1-0 or down 10-0. And I think people really loved and admired that about you when you're on the mound. When you're standing in front of the Hall of Fame podium at Cooperstown with your wife, your kids, your teammates, what's going to be a huge gathering of Braves fans, are you going to be able to hold it together, you think?
For the most part, I think so. I agree with you. I'm not. And my wife gives me grief all the time because I'm not that emotional kind of person. But I'd be hard pressed to sit here and tell you that I won't get emotional at all. I don't know how you couldn't.
Little tapper back to Favaro, and he throws a fastball to first that Freeman stretches out to grab, and there's out number 1.
Back to that number thing. The Hall of Fame induction here in Atlanta, and like you said, that's kind of it's coming, and there are a lot of people you like to thank with something like that. But to me, the number deal is very personal.
You're right. It is. And it's hard. I guess it's hard to explain. I mean, it's obviously a huge honor, but yeah. I mean, to a certain extent. I've always said that baseball is what I did. It's not who I am. But that's how people identify you. And particularly Braves fans and baseball fans and people who don't know you other than through the game of baseball. That's you. You're 47.
Right.
So yeah. So from that standpoint, yeah, it is a very personal thing. And when you start to realize that nobody else that ever plays for this organization is ever going to wear that number. It's again, it's one of those things that as a player you don't ever set out to have that happen, and you think about it a little bit as you get to the tail end of your career. But it's still one of those things that when it happens, it's really hard to come to grips with exactly how it all unfolded and how you got there.
Ellis pops one foul out of play. He's behind the count 1-2. Well, there'll be some more inductees into the Braves Hall of Fame coming up this month. Don't forget, May 23rd is the annual Braves Hall of Fame induction ceremony and luncheon at the 755 Club here at Turner Field. Another one of your former teammates, Javier Lopez, is going in. Dave Persley, the longtime great athletic trainer for the Braves, will get his well-deserved honor, and Rabbit Moranville will also be inducted.
Yeah, thrilled obviously for Javi and for Dave as well. I mean, Dave and Jeff Porter, man, those two guys during the height of my career and through the 90s, man, those two guys didn't get enough credit for keeping guys on the field.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and a liner caught by Freeman at first. Fine play. And there's out number 2. Tickets to the luncheon and induction ceremony can be purchased by calling the Braves Museum and Hall of Fame at 404-614-2310. They're $150. You'll sit at a table with a current or former player, manager, coach, or Braves Hall of Famer. And Joe, are you going to MC the event?
I will.
Can't wait for that. Does such a great job. And I really mean this. that ceremony is such a wonderful highlight for every major league season for this Braves franchise. They've done such a wonderful job, I think, Joe, in the last several years of really bringing back the Braves alumni and honoring the Hall of Fame worthy players and staffers and broadcasters, and on we go. It's just a great day.
I think it goes beyond that too, Chip. I think for the Sunday alumni gatherings, when they have 2 or 3 guys here every Sunday to sign autographs and say hello to the fans, I really like what the Braves have done. I saw Greg McMichael tonight. He kind of heads up the Braves Alumni Association, if you will, and coordinates a lot of appearances and autograph signings and what have you. So it's really a good thing. It's really gaining a lot of momentum, and they're doing good things with the alumni.
As we all get older, I mean, taking nothing away from all of those banners on the scoreboard, as we all get older, we have a younger and younger generation of fans who doesn't remember those glory years, and that you guys are willing to come back and educate them and turn them on to Braves baseball is just wonderful. And Wainwright swings and misses. The Braves pen's doing a good job tonight. Favaro has a 1-2-3-8. It's 6-1 St. Louis. Bottom of the hour in Atlanta, bottom of the 8th inning, where the Cardinals lead 6-1. We invite you to celebrate Mother's Day at the ballpark this Sunday with your family. Take part in great activities like the Alumni Sunday autograph sessions, and moms and kids run the bases, and a whole lot more. Save 38% off your tickets only at Braves.com. It's been Adam Wainwright's night tonight. He's our Zaxby's indescribably good player.
Yeah, as you see some of his work here tonight, he has struck out 6 Braves, and last year led the league in complete games with 5. He's on his way to another one tonight, and he's had himself a good night at the plate too. 2 for 4, a double, 2 runs scored.
He's pitching what an ace pitches like.
Yeah, and he's been fun to watch, and there's an interesting article on him on MLB.com, and essentially him talking about how he's reinventing himself a little bit, and not from the standpoint of he's got to change things to get better, but more.
Ellis at second handles a short hop. He's retired on the first pitch.
But more in that mode of what great players do is kind of that self-analysis and realizing, you know what, I've had some success, I've been pretty good, but I think I can be better, and really challenging himself to do some things different, whether it's the sinker that he's trying to throw now, the cutter, or some different arm angles from time to time. And I'll tell you what, when you're a guy at this stage of your career having the success that he's had, I mean, that's what you want to see from that kind of guy, is he's looking for ways to get better.
Another first pitch swing by Freddie Freeman. Ellis in short right. That's the second out. Did you go through that period, Tom, like Wainwright? And if so, at what stage in your career did you?
I went through it later in my career when I had to reinvent myself. You know, when the whole West Tech thing and the strike zone changed and it went from an east to west strike zone to a north and south, I had to learn how to pitch inside. And at that stage of my career, it was not an easy endeavor, but it was something I had to do. He's certainly not at that stage of his career, but again, I love the fact that guys who are good look for ways to get better.
Evan Gattis takes the ball low.
I'll go to another Hall of Famer, Cal Ripken Jr. He was constantly making changes. He had a batting stance of the week almost, making adjustments.
That's the pitch that he got Evan Gattis out on the last at bat, and the point I want to make on that if we have time. Yeah, one of the things that makes a good pitcher a great pitcher as well. I remember a conversation I had early in my career with Ted Simmons, talking about how even though a guy may be good on a certain pitch or looking for a certain pitch, it doesn't mean you can't throw him that pitch. You just throw it where he can't hit it. Evan Gattis, great fastball hitter. You got to be careful with him in. What does Adam do? He gets it in there far enough that he can't do anything with it.
Beautiful play by Peralta at short to take away a hit from Evan Gattis. Everything going the Cardinals' way tonight. They're frolicking at up 6-1. In the third, final, and rubber game of our three-game series. All year long, Braves Baseball is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. The right stuff, the low price, every day. With Joe Simpson, Tom Hart, Hall of Famer Tom Glavine, Chip Carey with you at Turner Field. Let's get back to our AT&T Ubers trivia question. Who's the only left-handed hitter with more hits in the National League since 2012 since Freddie Freeman?
I got to go with my first instinct. I had a couple other names written down, but I got to go with Joey Votto.
I'll go with whoever said Adrian Gonzalez.
That was me.
I like it.
All right. Well, I got to think of somebody now. Hang on. I'll go Adam LaRoche just to spread the wealth a little bit. Let's see.
Adam will be so thrilled.
Wow.
Man, oh man.
And about 310 of those have come against the Braves.
Yep, at least.
That was one of those ones that was right in front of our nose, and we didn't even think about it.
It happens all too frequently. Luis Avilan is on in the ninth. It's going to take him a couple of good outings to whittle that ERA down. It's unsightly 5.79. And he's facing Matt Carpenter of the Cardinals, who's got a 2-hit game tonight, something he did an awful lot for the Redbirds last year. St. Louis tonight, 6 runs on 11 hits. They had 5 runs and 15 hits in the first 2 games combined. All the runs and hits were charged to Braves starter Mike Minor. The 11 hits allowed ties the most he's ever given up in a big league game. Two and one for Carpenter. And well hit right center field. That's going to get down and bounce into the seats.
This guy's always been able to hit. He was on a high school team that was the USA Today National Championship team when he was a senior. Went to Texas Christian University, led their school in games played, set their career record for games played and at bats. And he was a .299 career hitter in the minor leagues before he made it to the big leagues. And we thought last year was just a fluke what he did for the Cardinals. 2012 he hit .294.
How does he fall to the 13th round?
It's a good question.
He had 63 multi-hit games last year, the most by a Cardinal in 10 seasons. Any guesses as to who had 63 hits that year, 63 multi-hit games that year for the Cardinals?
What was it again?
Carpenter had 63 multi-hit games last year, the most by any Cardinal in 10 years.
Pujols?
You got it. Albert Pujols. And a swing and a miss for Molina.
We've seen Luis Avilan have some problems with his hamstring, and he was grabbing it after this pitch to Carpenter. In the past, it's always been a cramp that sidelined him.
Now he's behind in the count to Molina, who's trying to snap an 0 for 10 and 4 for 25 slide at the plate. He did bring home the second Cardinal run in the 3rd inning. No RBI for Molina as he hit into a double play, but it brought home Wainwright, who later scored again in the 4th. They've had some terrific catchers in the Cardinals franchise history. Molina, I'm sure, has a lot of good years left, and if he keeps playing and defending and handling a staff like he does, you may see his number retired at some point in Cardinals history. Molina swings and misses and is struck out by Avilan. 1 down. Delta Airlines is a proud sponsor of the Braves. We will be joining our friend Mac Honey after the game Sunday against the Cubs. I talked to Mac today, Joe. He's got the saran wrap. He's got the cheese. The best news of all, though,
come in?
The grapes are in.
Okay.
He is currently laying out all the romaine lettuce leaves for the cheese trays. He's getting them all lined up.
Oh, excellent. That takes a while.
It does.
Sorry, I'm going to miss that.
I think he and John Smoltz are going to be ironing them so they're perfectly pressed.
I'll tell you what he does better than anybody I've ever seen, and that's roll up those washcloths.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So small, kind of Vienna sausage size.
Little pop into shallow right by Holiday. That's going to drop in for a hit. Here comes Carpenter around to score. And Matt Holiday has a 3 RBI night. That gives him 22 ribbies for the year. It's a 7-1 game.
And all 3 have been just on fought off pitches for base hits. He weighs 250 and he's strong, and target in, pitch was in. Just fought it off.
Yeah, but 22 RBIs, Joe, that doesn't even crack the top 10 in the league. Giancarlo Stanton with 38 leads the league. He's 8 ahead of Tulowitzki. Morneau in Colorado has 26. Then Adrian Gonzalez, Arenado, and Blackman and Gonzalez. The Rockies have 5 of the top 10 RBI men.
How about the pickup of Justin Morneau? That was a pretty good sign, wasn't it?
Don't know that anybody's going to replace Todd Hilton anytime soon in Colorado, but boy, Morneau, he can get past the concussion issues. Man, what a hitter he is. And what a park for him to hit in.
Sounds like the humidor is not working out there anymore.
Yeah. 2 quick strikes to Adams. Roller foul and out of play.
We were talking before the game about how fast the game might be in Toronto tonight with Cliff Lee and Mark Burley pitching. Well, 10-0 was your final. So
how does Cliff Lee give up? I don't know how many he gave up. 10 runs? Are you kidding me?
I don't know. Well, he gave up 8 opening day.
That's crazy.
Rangers.
I mean, it's crazy. I don't know how he does it. He'll have games like that, and a few of them, but then he'll run off streaks where he's just untouchable.
Took 223.
They scored 10 runs.
Yeah.
How about Burley? Holy smokes, he's off to a great start back in the American League.
Toronto got 9 runs in the 7th inning.
Did Burley get the win?
I'm going to say yes.
Did he go? Was he still in the game? He went 7. So Adams is down on strikes. Let's see here. Burley now 6-1 for Toronto. That part of the deal with the Marlins has worked out just fine this year for the Blue Jays. Jose Reyes is back playing shortstop for them. As Peralta digs in.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to keep Jose healthy up there.
Well, that playing on that turf doesn't help matters either. No. His history of leg problems.
Toronto's back to 500. They've won 4 in a row.
Division leaders at the moment, the Braves. Tied with Miami and Washington in the East. Milwaukee leads the Central. The Giants could be in a first-place tie if Colorado wins tonight. Baltimore and the Yankees atop the AL East. The Tigers by 5 games over the White Sox in the AL Central. And how about your Seattle Mariners? They're above 500, tied with Texas, 2 games behind Oakland in the West.
Yeah, they've won 4 in a row and 8 out of 10, but it's the Detroit Tigers that are playing the best baseball in either league. They've won 7 in a row and 9 out of 10.
I'm sure the great scouting by our pal Mike Russell, part of the reason for that run for Detroit. And Peralta takes low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, if you think about it, Houston's probably not going to do much. Arizona's in deep trouble. San Diego can't score runs. The Cubs are 11-20. Other than that, everybody's probably one good week of being in playoff contention, and that's what Bud Selig and baseball has wanted. Teams in the vast majority of major league cities have hope for entertaining, competitive, and perhaps postseason filled baseball year.
Got a question for you, Tom, regarding Wainwright right here. It's obvious that he would like to finish this game and get the complete game. I'm not sure where his pitch count was, but it was close to 100. But this is kind of a long half inning in the 9th. I mean, are you sitting over there going, okay, that's good. You know, let me get back out there before I stiffen up.
Yeah, if you're going back out there, then yeah, you're at the stage of the game where you're like, all right, just hurry up, make outs, and let me get back out there. You know, especially he's got 103 pitches. The last thing you want is to start, you know, it's getting a little bit cooler out. You know, the last thing you want is to sit in the dugout for an extended period of time when you don't need any more runs.
No jacket, so he must be comfortable. Probably hoping for another at bat.
that he might be.
I've seen enough of him at the plate for one game. As Peralta faces a full count. Runner goes, and the pitch sky to right. Hayward's going to backtrack. He's there, and he's got it. And that retires the side. Bottom of the ninth inning, Wainwright and the Cardinals have a big lead. St. Louis, last chance for the Braves, who send their 5, 6, and 7 men to the plate against the Cardinals bullpen. This Friday, get an autograph from Braves pitcher David Carpenter from 6:30 to 7 in Monument Grove when you donate 20 cans of food or $20. Help the Braves strike out hunger. That's sponsored by Kroger. Visit braves.com/strike.
And as promised earlier in the game, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Tweet your photo to #SouthFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by AT&T.
Another newbie.
A familiar face. That's the grandson of our Elvis operator, Howard Feinberg.
Nice. Brand new.
Brand new.
Way to go, Flip Feinberg. As Seth Maness comes on to finish things off for Adam Wainwright, who went 8 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. He also had 2 hits and scored 2 runs, and is in line for win number 6 of the season for the Cardinals.
Well, he made a mess of the winning streak, and he made a mess behind the mound too.
Yeah, he did.
I have to get on him about that. I'll show you that in a minute. Clean up after himself.
Back to the mound, and Maness avoids the yard sale behind the plate. Or behind the mound, I should say. It takes care of Johnson. Look at this.
Kind of a sticky situation.
It's all Adams bubblegum.
That's 6 innings worth right there. 8 innings. There's 2 more over there.
Yeah. Somebody running out the field collecting those, and they'll be on eBay tomorrow.
They'll go for a big price at the Crab Daddies tomorrow, I'll tell you. At St. Simon's.
B.J. Upton, the batter. He's doubled in 3 trips and fouls 1 straight back. It's 0-2. Well, we say it so often. The last thing a team wants when they're on a long winning streak is an off day. The exact opposite is true when a team is really struggling like the Braves are. An off day is welcome relief. If the Braves don't turn this one around in the 9th, they'll drop their 8th in 9 games. And in their last 6 games, they've scored 9 runs.
After a losing streak, you finally win a game, and You'd love to have had another one going into the off day, but unfortunately you got to face the likes of Adam Wainwright after you've won a game, and he's tough to beat under any circumstances. So that off day will be a welcome day tomorrow.
And with the Cubs coming in Friday, forget the record. Cubs are 11-20. You've got Hamill and Samardzija, the first two out of the gate, and then Edwin Jackson, who I think is really a coin flip. As Simmons shoots one into right field, that'll drop for the 7th Atlanta hit. Edwin Jackson's got an outstanding fastball, and he can twirl up a gem for you if you're not careful. So I guess what I'm saying, guys, is it's got to start with the offense at some point. They've got to start putting some numbers up early to give the pitchers some room to work.
I don't know why it doesn't work in reverse. It's always been said that if you, after a winning streak, it seems like you fall into a losing streak. You give some of those wins back. So after a 7-game losing streak, a win last night, looks like a loss tonight. There ought to be some give back there and get on a winning streak to kind of get some of those losses back too.
So Ryan Doman's going to bat for Luis Avilan. Avilan worked an inning, 2 hits, a run, 2 strikeouts. And a strike to Doman. Line to first. Adams is there. And that ends the ball game, and the Cardinals, in very impressive fashion, win the series. Tonight's final: St. Louis 7, Atlanta 1. Adam Wainwright the winner, Mike Minor the loser. We are back to Turner Field to recap it for you right after this.